This is my PowerPoint on how I got into K-pop, a descent into madness. So starting off, my first encounter was in 2012 with the song Gangnam Style. I was really confused by it at the time and I didn't learn the dance. And when I asked my parents about it, they said it was a lame Korean guy. So I asked where Korea was, and they said it was near China, and I didn't ask anything else. Then I re-encountered it in 2016 when I moved to a new school. I was on the StudyTube side of the internet because I was a nerd, and I was looking for back to school supply essentials, which was often abbreviated as BTS. So I decided to search BTS on Pinterest. Then I was met with photos of Korean boys, which confused me a lot. I didn't research further, I just didn't use BTS as an abbreviation. Low-key, my ex was into K-pop, especially Blackpink, which is probably why I stayed away from it for a while, and that was in January of 2020. Then I re-encountered K-pop in 2020 when I got onto Halsey, who is my favorite music artist. Specifically, I was listening to her album Manic, which features the song Sugar's interlude. So I started listening to other songs because Sugar is from the K-pop group BTS, which I'd searched before. So I listened to BTS and Halsey's collaboration of Boy With Love, and I also listened to Dynamite and Butter, which were popular at the time. Then in February of 2022, I was watching fashion YouTube. I was really on that e-girl trend, as you can see in this photo here. There's this one Aussie YouTuber who really likes anime and K-pop, and their fashion is very inspired by those interests, and I was immediately drawn to them to help me e-girl better, so I watched this video. Even though I didn't have any context, I really enjoyed it despite not knowing what any groups were or what a comeback was. So you can be better than me. Here's the definition of some of those words, like comeback, which is when an artist or a group releases something with a new concept, new styling, music videos, and performances. Then we have Aikyo, which is acting cute, whether it be adopting a high-pitched voice or blushing about something crass. It's often exaggerated. There's the bias, which is your favorite member. They can never do anything wrong. Then debut, which is a group's first performance, usually on TV broadcast. We have the term hyung, which is how a male refers to a close older male. I'm going to be mainly talking about boy groups here, so the younger members of those groups will talk to their older members and refer to them as hyung. It's used for actual brothers in Korea as well as close friends. Then we have the maknae, which is the equivalent, but in reverse. So it's the youngest person in a group or family. In the tradition Korean social hierarchy, they're expected to obey, submit to their elders, and not rock the boat. They're also responsible for doing things like setting the table and washing the dishes afterwards, but they're allowed to display aegyo, whereas the hyung, it's kind of cringe for them to be cute. Then I have photo card, which is a collective trading card, often included in albums, and shortened to PC. It is popular for fans to collect the cards or trade for the biases card. Anyway, then I looked at some more K-pop in 2022 to 2023. I decided that I really wanted to get into it, so I started searching around more and listening to some more, these songs in particular. Then on the 13th of June 2023, it was BTS's 10th anniversary, and Spotify had launched an interactive BTS feature, and I listened to more BTS to engage. These are some of the songs that I listened to at the time. I put Proof as my favorite album and Sugar as my bias at the time. On the 25th of August 2023, I watched this video by Lynn Turong. I'd been watching her content for quite a while. I was well aware that she was a dedicated ARMY, and I remember wanting to get into BTS at the time so I could understand her content better. I watched this video where she went to see New Jeans and Tomorrow X Together for Lollapalooza. And she also briefly mentioned Stray Kids, but I only ever remembered them mentioning New Jeans, and it was when I made this PowerPoint that I watched the video again and noticed that she mentioned Stray Kids, which I thought was interesting. Then in early 2024, I was sitting across from Jasmine in Specialist in Physics class. She had a lot of Stray Kids stickers on her laptop, and I really wanted to be friends with her. So I tried listening to their music, but it was way too intense for me. I'm pretty sure I listened to God's Menu and Mirror for those of you who are into Stray Kids, but I don't remember. Could be something else, but those are very intense songs. Then on the 24th of February 2024, I watched Sugar's Road to D-Day documentary, this one, which I highly recommend. Halsey was in it. This is the hairstyle that he let her do to match each other. They're really cute together. They're best friends. They always post like for each other's birthday, like happy birthday twin. And this led to me listening to his solo albums because the whole documentary is about how he made his first solo album, D-Day. Then in June 2024, I remember that our Heatham's banner was on Genshin Impact, and I was grinding and wishing for Bro so bad because I wanted him. This is the man in question. I was talking with my co-workers about what celebrity most looked like Al Hatham, and my boss said that he had Asian facial features, and I remember that I proposed Sugar with silver or grey hair, as shown here. And I honestly don't know how I remembered that Sugar had silver grey hair because I wasn't really into K-pop at the time, but I think I cooked. Then on the 8th of 24, I put Sugar on my wallpaper collage for my phone and laptop. As you can see in this photo here, I've circled where Sugar is in case you can't spot him. At this point, I would claim that I like Sugar, but not K-pop more generally. And sometime in 2024, I found out that Sugar was caught driving an electric scooter with a high blood alcohol level, as shown in these articles here, which low-key put me off K-pop. Then, on the 19th of February 2025, I met Eleanor at a science, engineering, technology student social event at my university. This is Eleanor. I thought that their fashion was very cool, but I was way too shy to talk to them. Later, I saw them on my train back home, found out that they lived nearby, and built up the courage to ask for their Instagram. I found out very quickly that they're a big K-popper, and that they also liked Sugar. So I kept a mental tab in my brain that if I ever wanted to get into K-pop, I should ask them. The star in the corner will represent that mental tab to ask Eleanor if I ever want to get into K-pop. Then on the 6th of May 2025, I asked everyone who RSVP'd to my birthday party to give me 2 songs for the annual guessing game. Eleanor suggested this song, Russian Roulette by Red Velvet. I listened to the playlist on repeat leading up to it, so I was familiar with all the songs, which meant that I listened to Red Velvet's Russian Roulette a lot. Then on the 14th of June 2025, I downloaded Mystic Messenger, and I slowly but surely fell for Kim Yoo-sung, the boy in question in this photo here, and that gave me constant exposure to Korean for 2 weeks. In the back of my brain, I was craving more Korean content so I could feel more connected to Yoo-sung. And if you're wondering, yes, this is that guy whose feet I talked about last time. Then, on the 21st of June 2025, I started listening to the Yoo-sung Procrastination playlist every day. This is the one in question. I said in my DMs that I was listening to it because I was trying to get into more K-pop. These are some of the songs on it that I listened to. You'll notice that one of them is Russian Roulette, which I'd already been listening to. And notably, one of the songs is by Tomorrow X Together, which I will talk about later. Then on the 27th of July 2025, I watched K-pop Demon Hunters. To be honest, I didn't like it. Except for Abby, low-key. I mean, he's got Kennergy, look at this man. I mean, is that Fendi? It's giving Fendi. But regardless, because of the popularity of K-pop Demon Hunters, it made K-pop come up on my feed more often. And I rewatched that one K-pop fashion video that I watched in 2022 with a bit more context than last time. Then, on the 9th of October 2025, I watched all of Alien Stage at like 10 p.m. Immediately, I was obsessed with Ivan. I listened to Kira on repeat, and that somehow made it to my top 5. You can see on number 4 here. I don't know why, but until making this PowerPoint, I thought that Ruby Eye, one of the singers in Alien Stage, was a member of Red Velvet. I think because she did a cover of Russian Roulette, which I'd already associated with K-pop. Dunno. Low-key, I learnt the Korean alphabet in an hour and promptly forgot a month later. Now I realise that this is a lot, so as a quick break, I'll break it up a bit with the Korean alphabet. I've got the main Korean consonants here for you to learn. As you can see, they're in the shape of the objects shown. For example, the first one is in the shape of a gun, the next one's in the shape of a nose, then a door, then a rattlesnake, then a mouth, a bucket, a slope, then the next one has no sound. Then we have jeans. I like to remember as someone jumping, but that's me. Then we have a chicken. I remember as a character, because you know, little person standing. Then we have kill with a gun, because you know, 2 guns. Then we have 2 doors, so it's like duh. Pillar. I remember it because it kind of looks like pie, but that's me. And then we have hat, because it's a little guy wearing a hat. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Korean alphabet for you to learn and promptly forget in a month, but it's okay. No worse than me. Then, on the 5th of December 2025, I baited Eleanor into giving me K-pop recommendations, and that's that mental tab in my brain gone. I locked in and I listened to all of their recommendations, and I was very intrigued by Mamamoo and Tomorrow X Together specifically, which I'd already been listening to on the Yusung Procrastination playlist. I immediately decided my bias, favourite member, for both. Low-key, my preferences have changed since then, but it's okay, shh. So you might be wondering, what kept me motivated to engage in K-pop when I tried so many times to be interested in it, and given up after a short while? Well, we know that I would only watch the TV show Community if I find a character attractive and if there were any hotties in it. We know that I want whoever looks the prettiest. We know that I can identify K-pop members merely by whoever is the hottest being my bias. And we also know that my bias wrecker is whoever is my type. So yeah, what kept me motivated to engage in K-pop is really hot people. Anyway, warning, this PowerPoint and today more generally features a lot of Stray Kids. These next slides are one of few breaks. All about Hooning Kai. Kai is best. Kai Kamau Hooning was born in Hawaii, and then he moved over to China when he was 2 years old, and later moved to Korea for primary school. He has near perfect pitch. He wasn't born with it, but because he's had so much experience with music over his life, he's developed something close to what people have when they're born with it. And he can play at least 4 instruments: piano, drums, guitar, bass. He's the maknae, the youngest of the group, so he's naturally skilled at being cutesy. He has a very cute and angelic face. He also improves every comeback. We can see that his singing range develops, his ability to play instruments gets better, and he's more bold and experimental with his styles. I know that recently he even tried to rap in a song. I don't think they let him because he wasn't that great, but you know, I have faith that he'll get there one day, and one day he will release a rap song and it will be great. He's also very kind and warm and genuine, and he's also Asian. I mean, we're twinning with the German/East Asian. My worst fear is finally doing a DNA test and finding out that I'm related to Hooning Kai. But who am I talking about? Well, if you Google Hooning Kai, these are some of the photos that will show up. As you can see, he's very angelic, ethereal. But those are the photos that come up on Google, and those are the things that you'll initially see. But these are some of my personal favorite photos of him. As you can see, he's very cute. He's also very sexy, in my opinion. And he's also very silly and goofy. And I love that about him. As a side note, I need to rant. He debuted when he was like 17 as Kai, his name. He wanted his stage name to be Kai. And there's a member from EXO, a previous group around the time that BTS was debuting, who was also named Kai. So the crazy EXO fans sent him death threats because he stole EXO Kai's name. Now, you might remember previously on my PowerPoint, when I looked at more K-pop from 2022 to 2023, I was listening to the song Call Me Baby by EXO, and I was also listening to by Kai. That is the Kai in question. So when I heard that people were calling Huening Kai Kai, I refused to because I only thought of EXO Kai, not knowing the drama behind that decision. Anyway, so Huening Kai's company told him to change his stage name to Huening Kai to avoid the backlash from going as Kai and having all the EXO Kai fans hate him. So he didn't introduce himself as his name, Kai, ever until 2026. When he was 23, it had been 5 years since he had debuted, and he hadn't used his actual name ever. What the fuck? Anyway, this is my favorite video of Huening Kai ever. He's very goofy in it. He pretends to be attacked by a snake. That's all I have to say. Anyway, you might be wondering, what new skills have I gained now that I'm into K-pop? Well, there's this thing called cross-race bias, which is defined as the tendency to more easily recognize faces that belong to one's own racial group or racial groups that one has been in contact with. But low-key, all 8-member boy groups still look the same to me from a distance, though I think I'm still mainly recognizing groups based on if I can recognize my favorite members. Like, these are some photos of 8-member K-pop groups, and in my opinion, it's pretty hard to tell apart unless you can recognize a specific member. Anyway, this leads into my PowerPoint on how to identify Stray Kids members by someone who couldn't tell them apart at first. We'll be using this photo. I think it displays each of them nicely, but I do realize that the photo itself is a bit whitewashed and filtered and edited, so I will change it up with a few photos in between, but we'll be using this one more generally. So we'll start off with Bangchan. This is Bangchan's photo on Wikipedia. I did not select these photos myself because I didn't want too much bias in it. Some of the notable features and how you can identify him is that he has the biggest nose of the group. Also, when he smiles, he has dimples, and his top lip especially makes his mouth heart-shaped. He's also from Australia, he's from Sydney, so he has an Aussie accent, and in videos you'll notice that he acts as the dad of the group, he's also the leader of the group, and I've noticed personally that he always wears these soda tab earrings that you can see in the Wikipedia, and he also kind of looks like a wolf. So out of these members, who do you think is Bangchan? I'll give you 5 seconds to decide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's okay if you don't know. That's completely understandable at this point. I'll train you up. So this one here is Bangchan. I think it's mainly obvious to me because he just has such a big nose. But let's learn more about Bangchan. So here's some fun facts. He's the oldest member. He's also double jointed. He can rotate his wrist 360 degrees. It's kind of spooky. He has a dog named Berry, which you can see in this photo here. And he's nicknamed Kangaroo, 1, because he's Australian, and 2, because he can jump really high, which you'll see in this clip. Y'all pulled up on me, I would've seen y'all niggas because I was outside. He was a competitive swimmer in school. I believe that's because his dad was a swimming coach. He prefers Bunnings Snag over meat pie. A fan once asked him during a concert. And he got me into Stray Kids and K-pop more generally because of his pineapple burger video, which I will now show you.
There is a piece of pineapple inside my burger. 버거 안에 파인애플이 들어가 있어요. There is a piece of pineapple in my burger. 버거 안에 파인애플이 있어. 파인애플. 버거 안에 파인애플? 버거 안에 파인애플? A pineapple in my burger. I don't eat pizza with pineapples either. 파인애플이 왜 있냐고요? 파인애플? Pineapple? Pineapple? What? Pineapple in a burger? 아니. 아니, 말이 안 되잖아요. 나쁘지 않은데? 맛있긴 하는데? 오.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought the video was really funny. I also remember at the time that I thought he was really sexy with his wet hair and bathrobe and his soda tap earrings, but I don't think I believe that anymore, but that's just me. Anyway, these are some photos of Bang Chan from a Stray Kids PowerPoint that I stole to use for this. So these are some of the photos that someone else picked of Bang Chan. And these are some of my own personal favorites. As you can see, he's very cute, but he's also very sexy. And you can see on the photo in the bottom left, next to the bow, he's got a little wolf on his hat, because he's a wolf. And so we've learnt about Bang Chan and all of his facial features, where he is in this photo, and we've got his Wikipedia photo here. So, just to clarify, who did we learn about, and where is he in this photo? Yep, so Bang Chan is here. Now I've got another photo to change up, and now see if you can identify where is Bang Chan. I'll give you 5 seconds to do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you ever need more time, you're welcome to pause the video. So Bang Chan is this guy right here. I think it's obvious just by his big ass nose. Next, we're going to be talking about Lino. This is Lino's Wikipedia photo. His notable features are that he has bunny teeth, and he has a mole on his nose. He also has a thicker top lip than bottom lip, and he has a very sharp jawline. And his agyosao, which are the little bags underneath his eyes, are very defined. Also, his nose is very pointy, and to me personally, he always looks very young compared to the other members. And you'll notice in videos he acts like a tsundere, and he's also quite short. And his personality is looks cute but acts mean. Looks like a cinnamon roll, could kill you. And he also looks very rabbit-like. So I'll give you 5 seconds to identify which member on this photo is Lino. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So it's this guy here. I think to me he just stands out because he looks so young compared to the rest. But he also has that little bunny look to him. So now for some fun facts about Lino. He's the second oldest member. We're going in age order, but I'll still state it regardless. He was a backup dancer for BTS, and then he decided to go into singing and become a K-pop idol. He's also ambidextrous. He's scared of heights. He only recently learned to swim, but he still doesn't enjoy it. As a kid, he always used to race his grandfather's tractor when he was little and lose. He has quite a high spice tolerance, and he grabs the other members' butts a lot. He's known as a butt hunter. And he has 3 cats that he rescued, Suni, Dungi, and Doro, which you'll see in this photo here. So now I have a video of Lino. I believe it's him annoying all of the other members, but we'll see.
정확합니다. 웃어?
뭐 머리가 이렇게 무거워. 아이,
머리가 얼마나 무거운지 보여줄까?
됐어.
아 쉽지 않네.
뭐가 그렇게 쉽지 않았니? 형이 어려워? 형이 불편해?
아니 불편한 게
우리 1년이 넘어서 니가 형이 불편하다는 거야 지금?
야, 가면 니네 형을 불렀어? 너 참 딱 니네 친구구나.
너 형이 불편하니 현진아?
아니요, 형. 저는 괜찮아요.
거기서 그렇게 찍으면 어떡해요?
아니요, 진짜 잘 나오고 있어요, 지금.
뒤집어봐요. 뒤집어줘요?
아니요.
찍어봐요 빨리.
왜요?
너가 왜 반장이야?
내가? 승민이! 내가? 내가 왜 반장인지 보여줘? 내가 왜 반장인지 보여줘? 이현아 숨 쉴만하지?
아니, 죽을 것 같아.
진짜 못 쉬게 해줘?
진짜 죽을 것 같아.
근데 우리 스테이는 새해 목표가 뭐예요?
새해 목표.
네. 목포까지 뛰어가 볼래요?
아니요, 죄송합니다.
안 망가진다니까 차?
야, 이해나 빨리 들어와. 일단 형 한판 하고 있을게.
나한테 아까 전화한 사람?
나한테 아까 전화한 사람?
전화한 사람? 너가 전화했니 하나? 야, 나 혼자 V앱 하면은 그 가끔 내가 한 10분 전에 했던 얘기들 이 댓글들이 막 이제 올라오고 그럴 때가 있거든? 그거 어떻게 해야 되냐?
그거는 나는 안 그러는데 본인에게 문제가 있을 수.
나한테 문제가 있는 거였어?
네, 그죠.
나한테?
네. 본인의 핸드폰으로 보시는 거잖아요.
그렇네요. 우리 승민이 딜레이를 좀 걸어줄까? 잠깐 멈췄다 오십니?
개돌이들이 흩어졌다.
다른 차에 대창 한번 갈래?
뭐? 휴지 안 먹은 좀 됐지? 어쩌다 보니까 잡았네?
어쩌다 봐.
이렇게 벽을 쳐다봐.
예?
아니 무서워. 몇 도라 그랬어?
180도에 20분 에어프라이로 끓여놨다. 이놈이 항상 말씀하시는 180도에 20분 현진을 에어프라이에 돌릴 수 있는 시간입니다.
안 먹어야 돼. 또 먹어? 장난하는 것도 아니고 뭐 하는 거야?
젓가락이 2개인 이유를 내가 말해줬지 옛날에.
뭐라고?
젓가락이 2개인 이유와 이게 눈이 2개인 이유를 내가 말해줬었지.
왜 또 잔인한 소리 하네.
민우 형이 나이가 들어가지고 약간 감각이 둔해졌어.
감각이 둔해질 때까지 맞아봤어?
아 형, 왜 또 그런 무서운 소리 하고 그래?
요즘 젖은 머리 좋아하죠? 젖은 머리? 젖은 머리 좋아하세요?
아니요.
섹시하게?
아니요.
오케이.
적셔드려요 빨간 걸로.
So these are some photos of Lino from the other person's PowerPoint. As you can see in the bottom left, he grabs people's butts a lot. As you saw in the video and also that main photo, he's quite threatening to other members. But he's also very cute, very pretty, and very silly. These are some of my personal favorite photos of Lino. I can't even explain why he's dressed as a giraffe. I really don't know. As you can see in the bottom left, we have Auntie Lena, which is his outer ego, I guess. And you can see at the bottom there that he's petting a cat. He did a whole photo shoot with a cat because he's a very catty boy. Cats love him. So yeah, now we've learnt about Lino. So going from the start, who did we first learn about and where is he? The first member I taught you? I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so we learnt about Bongchan. And who did we just learn about and where are they? Yeah, so we learnt about Lino. So next up is my favorite member. Wait. Oh no. This PowerPoint has been hacked by Tomorrow's Together. Oh my god.
6, 7 on a Merry Christmas, 6, 7 on a Merry Christmas, 6, 7 on a Merry Christmas, skibbity New Year.
What the actual fuck? Anyway, it's working again. So onto my favorite member, Chungbin. This is his Wikipedia photo. So some things about him is that he has the shortest height out of all of the members. He's also a gym bro, so compared to the other members, he'll look quite wide and buff. Personally, I think he has quite a long face compared to other members, and he has ears that stick out. He does a lot of egg. He acts cute despite being one of the older members. He bullies Han a lot. We'll get back to him later. He often has brown hair. When he raps loudly. He's the main rapper for the group. He has quite a small mouth. I noticed that, like, in terms of width, it's quite small. And his animal is a pig-rabbit hybrid. So I'll give you 5 seconds to identify where Chungbin is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so Chungbin is here. And now we'll talk about some fun facts about Chungbin. So he's the 3rd oldest member. As I said, we're going in age order. He can't sleep without his Munchlax plushie named Gyu, which you can see in this photo here. He loves horror movies. He has a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo. He's shit at science but good at maths. Well, at least that's what he says. The other members seem to disagree and think that he's also bad at maths. His favourite food is pasta, specifically aglio e olio, which is olive oil and garlic. It's very simple, but it requires a lot of technique to make. Originally, he wanted to be a singer, but a vocal coach suggested he become a rapper instead because he had the perfect tone for it. This is a clip where they're about to go to sleep and Chungbin has something to say.
Night, baby Chungbin.
Don't touch me.
Oh, don't touch me.
Now I'm so sensitive because I'm so hungry.
Cause I'm so hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
You're always hungry.
I'm hungry. 배고파.
Yeah, so he's known for being the hungriest member of the group and being obsessed with food the most out of the group. But Lino, the last member we talked about, is often the one who cooks for the group. Now, next up, we have something kinda embarrassing that Chungbin did. So this is originally his rap part in song? Oh, sorry. Let me go back. Huh, it's not letting me play that. We'll skip that for now. So let's cut the funny clips because we need to talk about his signature. I mean, look at that. Look at this man. Look at his triangle ass face. What the fuck is that signature? Anyway, this is another clip of him. You might have heard Nugent's song "Oh My God." That is essential for understanding this joke, and also the word mother in Korean is 엄마.
야, 너 누가 그렇게 이쁘게 났어? 우리 엄마가 나는 스키즈 창빈이야.
창빈아, 누가 이렇게 이쁘게 나왔어? 우리 엄마가.
장빈아, 누가 그렇게 예쁘게 나왔어?
우리 엄마가.
누가 그렇게 태어나게 했어? 우리 엄마. 해야지. 우리 엄마. 전경원 들었으면 싫다고. 오늘 하기 싫다고. 오늘 하기 싫다고 내가. 알았어.
Which started a lot of other members in K-pop doing a trend where someone would ask, "How come you're so pretty?" And they would reply, "Because of my mom." Already, oh my god, right? In this next clip, we have Bangchan here on a phone call to Changbin, and Changbin hangs up and decides to display aggro to be cutesy.
그래서 끝낼게. 뭐라고? 제가 방금 뭘 들은 거죠?
Yeah, I just thought Bangchan's reaction to Changbin's kind of cringe aggro was kind of funny. This next one is really self-indulgent. I can't even explain. Let's just get into it.
Oh my god, 한가운데 채우고 있어. 잘 봐, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You make me feel like 11.
Shit. Wrong group. My bad, gang. Let's just continue and pretend nothing happened.
겉바속은 겉은 바삭 속은 해는
Wait the luck.
Get it? Because 6, 7, and 8? Moving on. So these are some photos of Changbin from that other person's PowerPoint. As you can see, "Now I'm so sensitive because I'm so hungry" is very iconic and referenced a lot. You can also see in the top left corner him working out. But these are some of my personal favorite photos of Changbin. He's my favorite member, so you know, keep that in mind. Anyway, so we've learnt about Changbin, where he is. Now let's go in order. I'll do a bit shorter this time. So who did we first learn about and where are they? Yep, Bangchan. Then who did we next learn about and where are they? Yeah, so Lino. And who did we just learn about and where are they? Yep, so that's Changbin right in the back there. Now I've got some of the members here and I'll just ask, where is Bangchan? So he's at the front here. Then next up, where is Lino? Remember that Lino often looks the youngest out of all of them, to me, at least. Yep, so he's right here. And then where is Changbin? He has quite a small mouth compared to the rest. Yep, so Changbin is here. So now, next up, we'll learn about Hyunjin. This is his Wikipedia photo. Here's some features of him. So he often has really long hair with bangs, like shown in the Wikipedia photo, or he has completely shaved hair. He has quite thick eyebrows compared to the other members, and thick lips. He also has a mole under his eye. He's the tallest member, so he has quite long legs and small hips. He often side-eyes everyone and judges them, and he kind of looks like a ferret. So where's Hyunjin? I'll give you 5 seconds. Yep, so Hyunjin is here, and now some fun facts about him. So he's the 4th eldest member. He was scouted while he was shopping because he was hot. Yeah, he was literally out shopping with his mom at like 15, and some guy on the street was like, damn, that man's fine, he needs to be on a K-pop stage. So they did. He's hard to wake up because he often talks in his sleep, and he has a dog named Kikami, which you'll see in this photo here. He also almost joined a cult. We'll get back to that later, kinda. He's allergic to cats, which is very unfortunate. He's fought with almost every member except for Sungmin during his trainee days. He hates eggplants, onions, and carrots. And he doesn't like pink, but he paints and draws flowers. And here's just some cute clips of Hyunjin.
쪽 팔꿈치 그렇지. 야, 그거야. 하늘이야 기가 되어. 안녕. 조용히 하는 시간을 가져보고. 이팅 타임.
잘 먹겠습니다.
난 날개를 좋아해. 어디 갔지? 자.
I'm tree. 재밌었어요.
우리 단체 뭘까요? 그러면 아나나나나나나나나 뭐가? 늘 묶어내.
현이 윙크해줘. 하트.
윙크. 야.
윙크. 현진 이즈 원더이잖아.
안녕 진이렛.
파김치도 맛있어.
이모님 진짜 맛있었어요, 진짜로.
진짜
그리고
조금 대표적으로.
마운틴 예. 마운틴. 와. 맨날 나대시는데. 잘 먹겠습니다. 그냥 거기 맛있다?
이것도 피조개로 다 국내 산이기 때문에 국내 다 양식이에요. 이렇게 드시면 맛있어요.
고양이는 미야오 거릴까?
So these are some of someone else's from the other PowerPoints favorite photos of Hyunjin. These are some of my personal favorite photos of Hyunjin. He's just such a diva. He's my second favorite actually. Moving on. So we've learned about Hyunjin, his facial features, where he is in the group. Now I've got a little quick break of Huninkai. This video is kind of fast-paced, so I'll just say in advance. Subin, a member of TXT along with Huninkai, often wears a lot of beanies and not very much of other hats, and his name is Subin, so Huninkai makes a joke.
저는 모자 비니밖에 거의 안 써요. 캡도 잘 안 쓰고 번거지도 잘 안 쓰고.
수빈이 형이니까 비니를 쓰죠.
반성해. 앞보고 회개하고 있어. 죄송해요. 제가 대신 사과드리겠습니다.
In case you didn't catch that, Hunenkai says that Subin wears beanies because he's Subini. Yeah. Moving on. Now back to Stray Kids. So, who did we first learn about? Bangchan. Here's a photo of him, and where is he? That's right, he's in the top right corner. Now, who's Lino? That's right, he's right in the front and the right. And who's Changbin? And where is he? That's right, it's the top left. And then here's Yeonjun. Here's the guy on the very left there. So now next up is Han. This is Wikipedia photo. So I think he has quite a long face and chubby cheeks and big round eyes. You can compare his face to a squirrel. He gets bullied a lot by Changbin, as aforementioned, and he gets scared a lot. And his mannerisms are kind of like a main character or like an anime girl. He has quite a small mouth and he looks like a quokka. I think sometimes it's kind of hard for me to tell about Han and Changbin, or at least when I was first getting into the group. But I think the main way is that Han's eyes are a lot bigger than Changbin's are. So who's Han? Yep, so it's the guy in the middle there. So some fun facts about Han is that he's the 5th oldest member, and he lived in Malaysia for his childhood and was chased by a crocodile. No, I don't have more context on that. I read that and was like, what the fuck, I need to put this in my PowerPoint, so I did. He's afraid of small holes, tryptophobia, and heights. He has a big sweet tooth, especially for cheesecake, which he used to eat 1 slice of per day. And he's known as the ace of the group because he's able to sing, rap, and dance equally well. His music and lyrics are inspired by the movies and shows he's seen. He forgets lyrics, even ones that he himself wrote. And he loves matcha. I low-key pressured my mom into picking who she thought was the most attractive Stray Kids member, and under pressure, she picked him. So that's kind of a fun fact about him. And now here's a clip of Han.
What's up? It's your boy, Stray Kids Han. Yeah.
Happy birthday, happy birthday,
boy. Happy birthday, baby boy.
넌 춤이나 잘 춰. 넌 랩이나 잘해. 바뀐 거 아니냐? 잠시만. 넌 랩이나 잘해. 너 춤이나 잘 춰. 랩, 춤 잘.
아 맞다, 찬이 형이 제 생일 선물로 그 한강 뷰가 보이는 60평짜리 집을 사주기로 했거든요. 그게 내년까지였죠? 춤출게요. 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 형준이가 랩을 한다. 지성이가 랩을 한다. 형준이가 랩을 한다. 지성이가 랩을 한다. 많이 나로 유지한 Mr. Boy. 야, 그냥 숨기고 있는 거야. 야, 휴대폰. 아씨, 맞았어. 부탈란인가? 나는 이미 끝났어. 미안. 일로 와. 너 일로 와. 너 뭐 하는 거야 지금? 너 뭐 하는 거야? 너 가만히 있어. 가만히 있어 너. 뭐야 이거? 야야야야! 뭐야? 야 이쪽 팔. 나 팔대. 아이 반대쪽 팔대가. 아, 내 이불. 아, 나 이불까지. 야, 아니 나 핸드폰 나 소매치기 당했어. 내 것도 없어졌어. 내 건 어디 갔어? 내 휴대폰 어디 갔죠? 한이는 뭐 했어요? 휴대폰 3개 훔치기였습니다. 야, 네가 나랑 같이 찾는 거 아니었냐? 어? 나 핸드폰 같이 찾고 있었잖아. 동물. 그때 이후로는 한 거의
So these are some photos of Han from the other person's PowerPoint. And these are some of my favorite photos of Han. He's probably up there in my top 5 or so. He always wears like the biggest, cutest shoes ever. He has really interesting taste. But I think he would make a great brand ambassador for Vivienne Westwood, so you know, they should get on that. So we've learnt about Han. So in order, we've learnt about Bangchan and Lino and Changbin and Hyunjin and now Han. I'll give you a group photo. So where's Bangchan? Where's Lino? Where's Changbin? Where's Hyunjin? And where's Han? So next up is Felix. So he has quite long blonde hair. He always looks very delicate and feminine and freckles. He has quite a deep voice, and he's also from Australia, from Sydney. So he has an Aussie accent. He has quite an angular, like sharp V-shaped jawline, and he has quite round eyes. He looks very like pixie fairy to me. And he's like the sunshine of the group. He makes everyone else happy, and he kind of looks like a chick. So Felix is this member right here. So some fun facts about Felix is that he's the 6th oldest member. He loves baking, especially brownies. He bakes them for the staff or for the group. He's won over 60 medals for Taekwondo. He enjoys playing League of Legends, but is still in Bronze League. I think recently he's improved, but for years he's been in Bronze. His favourite fruit is a strawberry. He has a habit of checking his pulse when he's nervous, and he can perfectly imitate the sound of a mosquito. And he's very emotional and cries a lot, probably the most out of the group. And he's also a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. These are some clips of Lino. So this is from when they were playing with cats in a cat interview.
Meow. Meow. Yeah. Adopt a little kitten like Felix.
Yes.
As you can hear, his voice is quite deep. Then this is the other members talking to Felix about his League of Legends games.
Felix, how much did you spend on the game? 용봐 너 이름이 너 왜 아직 브론즈야?
대답을 안 하는데?
Bronze. Yes, I'm bronze.
This next clip is from Bangchan's perspective, and they're talking in Aussie accents, and Felix has instant noodles.
Oi, Felix! Come here, bro! What'd you make, bro? Oi!
This next video is Felix doing ASMR.
Wow, that's actually pretty spicy. Wow, that's very spicy. Wow, it's so good. Whew!
Then these are some clips of Felix. I think they're funny, personally. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, but Felix is probably the most active on social media, so he'll post the most and go on TikTok the most and reference brain rot the most compared to the other members.
형은 나랑 필릭스랑 둘이 물에 빠져. 그럼 어떻게 할 거야? 나랑 구하지. 그치? 아, 그치. 안 구하지. 형 어차피 수영을 못하니까. 맞네. 수영도 못하고.
It's gonna be the hardest yet. We translated it through 10 different languages.
Wow.
Okay.
아기 사진.
Baby photo.
That is the literal translation, but that is not the English phrase we started with.
베이비 리노.
Oh yeah, sure.
같은 새로운 세대이다.
This is the new generation. Go away.
Close, so we'll give it to you.
그래 축하한다.
Wrote the lyrics, so.
나는 3번 했는데 3번 다 똑같이 나와.
나도.
너 뭐야? 나 ENF.
나 ESFJ 다시.
나 뭐였지? 너 MBTI 뭐야? 넌 예쁜 아이.
훈훈하다.
Sweet. Let's go, Felix. Bring it out. Oh well, to you.
Okay.
Okay. Take a selfie with the young Hollywood pillow.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Give me a pillow. Oh yeah.
Maybe this one.
There's one. Oh wait.
Hello. I think it's this one. Yeah.
Ooh.
Take a selfie.
Okay.
Red and blue?
Alright. Throw that away.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Alright. 그러면
This egg.
what the heck? Where'd you get your egg from?
I don't know. Someone gave it to me. So an egg. Sweet. So
Out of nowhere?
yeah. Out of nowhere. And
I'm
broke
so
the
sorry.
shell.
He
broke the shell.
No!
But luckily it's not raw egg.
It's not raw.
It's not raw egg. I don't think my friend wouldn't give me a raw egg.
So these are some photos of Felix from the other person's Stray Kid PowerPoint. And these are some of my personal favorites. So moving on, we've learnt about Felix. So in order, we've learnt about Bangchan and Lino and Changbin and Hyunjin and Han and Felix. So before we continue, Kiho of P1 Harmony would like to say a few words.
You have to say a word that starts with the letter O.
Ostrich.
Oval. Of.
Osteoporosis.
What the hell is that?
Osteoporosis is defined as a medical condition in which the bones become brittle and fragile from loss of tissue, typically as a result of hormonal changes or deficiency of calcium or vitamin D. Thanks, Kiho, for those phrases. I just think that clip is really funny. I think it's especially because I work in a pharmacy, so I hear the word osteoporosis a lot, and occasionally I do get questions of what the hell is that? Moving on. Seungmin. This is Seungmin's Wikipedia photo. In my opinion, it's probably the nicest photo out of all of them, but that's me. So his nose from a side profile bumps out, like it curves outwards. He's also the second tallest member. It's pretty comparable to Hyunjin. He always has the same haircut. You'll not see him with any hair other than that. He has quite a rectangular, boxy face compared to the other members. And his cheekbones create a little bump on his face. And he's a big fanboy of another K-pop group, Day6. And his singing is always very angelic. He has quite a wide mouth. He really likes baseball, and he kind of looks like a dog or a puppy. So Seungmin is this member right here. So for some fun facts about Seungmin, he's the 7th oldest member, or the 2nd youngest. He has a Pachaco balloon at his family home that he reinflates every now and then that he took home from his birthday livestream. This is a photo of him with it on his birthday livestream. He's the cleanest and most organized member. He went to the same high school as Bangchan. He really likes beer. And once when he was brushing his teeth, a helicopter crashed into the apartment he lived in. His favorite food is kimchi stew. And this year is a compilation of Seungmin annoying all of the other members. So first up is Changbin.
형 뱃살을.
나 요리 잘하겠다.
나 운동할 때 왔었어.
나 그때 스트레이키즈 방송 때 필릭스랑 리노 형이랑 이거 처음 본 것 같아. 되겠구만.
이리노 형은 호스트집에 가면 모든 토핑을 추가해서 먹는데요. 이리노 형은 가방에 시리얼을 챙겨줘요.
이노형은 오늘도 노래를 한다. 아 짜증나! 민상 민상 갖고 있었어. 귀여워. 귀여워. 저희 가와이 됐네. 역시. 어우 진짜. 맞아. 배워봐요. 승민이 수면양. 이걸 한번 먹어보겠습니다. 그냥 드세요. 그냥. 꼭 먹어야 돼 그렇게. 꼭 먹어야 돼 그렇게. 짠 토끼야.
신기한데? 그렇지 신기할 만하지.
나 때문이었구나. 나 때는 말이야. 나 때는 말이야.
나 때는 말이야.
너.
새로운 앨범 리패키지 앨범 인생으로 돌아왔습니다. 예.
밥 먹으면서 얘기를 하면 안 돼.
근데 지금 궁금해 죽겠는데 지금 못 보고 있잖아. 부끄러워요. 자꾸 그러면 아니처럼 무섭게 별이브레이크야. Sungmin, can you be my boyfriend for 3 seconds? 1, 2, 3. Bye bye. Bye bye.
I just realized I haven't explained already, but Stay is the name for the fandom of Stray Kids. So anyway, these are some of the favorite photos from the other PowerPoint of Sungmin. As you can see, he's very pretty, but also very silly. And these are some of my personal favorite photos of Sungmin. I really like the sexier, doggier ones. Yeah. So that's Sungmin. So now we've learnt about Bangchan and Lino and Changbin and Hyunjin and Han and Felix and Sungmin. So we have one member left. But before that, let's just recap using this photo instead. This is in fact the photo I showed my mum to ask her which member of Stray Kids she thought was the most attractive. So first, where is Bangchan? He's right here. Where is Lino? He's over here. Where is Changbin? He's right at the back there. You know, I think it's similar placement to the other group photo of them. Anyway, where's Hyunjin? He's right here. That's the shaved hair. Where's Han? The front there. Where's Felix? Kind of obvious, you know, blonde. Where's Sungmin? Right on the side here. So we have that last guy left over, which is IN. Here's his Wikipedia photo. So he has quite like sharp, narrow, foxy eyes, and he's also the magnate of the group, so he's very cute. He has quite high cheekbones and he smiles all the time. He's the most energetic member of the group, and he has no moles, but he has quite small lips and quite a big nose. He also screams a lot, and he's kind of clumsy, and yeah, he looks like a fox. So IN is this member over here. So for some fun facts about him, he's the youngest member. He really likes burgers and can eat one in 8 bites. I mean, here's a clip of him doing that right here. It's pretty crazy. He has a high spice tolerance. He also almost joined a cult. So IN and Kyunjin were walking together on the street one day, and a guy approached them and said like, "Hey, come join my club. It's really cool." So then they went down to this basement. It was kind of dodgy, and started talking around. And quickly realized it was not a club, but in fact a cult. So then they made an excuse and left. He wore braces for 2 years. He is also not big on physical touch, so other members like to tease him by hugging him. When he's embarrassed, he often says, "Oh gosh." His favorite color is green, but he also likes pink. So here are some clips of IN.
뭔가 이제 그냥 계속 그럴 수 있지.
기분 좋은 밤 매일 설레는 날 어떤 하루 보내고 왔나요?
이렇게 하는데 이게 야야야
어떡해. 오른손을 앞으로 꺼내셔서 가슴 앞. 오른손 앞으로 꺼내야 돼요.
오케이 가보자고.
네.
확실히 매니악이 정말
오 마이 갓. 왜 항상 나한테 이런 일이 일어나는 걸까?
내가 아무리 열심히 매일매일 운동을 많이 해도 승민이만큼 어깨를 못 키운 걸 그 사실을 알고 있다.
야 얘나 X 들어라. 아버지. 아하.
칼망 잘 뽑아.
못 본 척하겠어. 봐버렸어. 나도 봐버렸어. 매직을 어찌나 굵은 걸 썼는지 안 보일 것 같은데. 등이 넓어서. 이거 하겠습니다.
이제는 불러내고 싶었다.
방송 가능해요?
돌아가시오 여기 나무랄 데가 없네. 납작해지면 나무랄 데가 없네. 납작해지면 여기 나무랄 데가 없네. 납작해지면 나무랄 데가 없네. 납작해지면
우리 모두를 사랑에 푹 빠지게 해줄 엠플라잉의 고백송부터 뮤직 스타트.
무릎 내려. 그리고 왼쪽 들고 체중 실어서 빵. 그렇지. 잘 때렸어. 잘 때렸어. 고마워. 오케이. 무릎 더 벌려. 한 번 더 해보자. 아니야 잘했어.
오기가 생기잖아.
여기 보고 쳐.
오케이.
안 되겠다. 안 되겠어. 야 너 꾸준하다. 야 꾸준하다. 꾸준해. 너야말로 꾸준한 선수야. 죽여.
한결같네.
말 들어서 인사만 하려고 그랬는데 생각해보니까 나 약을 발라놓더라고. 썸네일이 갑자기 이렇게 됐는데. 응? 너 뭐야? 너 눈 비비고 있어? 아니 이따 보여줄게.
Can you feel my heartbeat? 잊으려고 아무리 노력해봐도 새로운 사람들을 아무리 만나봐도 길 다시 또 다시 다시 돌아서면 왜 네 생각만 나는지 안 할래 그만할래 아무리 네 대신이 달리고 또 달래 봐도 아무 소용이 없어 내 심장이 고장나버렸어 왜 아직도 나는 이런 바보 같은 짓을 한지 머리로는 알겠는데 가슴은 왜 지 맘대로인지 너를 자꾸 놓지를 못해 지금도 네가 나의 곁에 있는 것 같아 이별을 믿지 마. 그녀는 이미 날 잊었어 완전히 지웠어 왜 나는 그렇게 못하니 Listen to my heart to beat Listen to my heart to beat
So these are some photos of IN from that PowerPoint, and these are some of my favorite photos of IN. So now we've learned about all the members. So let's go with the Matinee line, who is Han. Yep, so it's the guy in the middle, who's Felix. Yep, so it's a blonde guy next to Han, who's Sungmin. Yep, it's one in the bottom left. And who is IN? He's right at the back in between Changbin and Bangchan. So now we've learnt about Bangchan, Lino, Changbin, Hyunjin, Han, Felix, Sungmin, and IN. We'll just end with a Huninkai clip here.
너 뭐해? 화장 지워줘! 픽스도 안 풀렸어. 오늘 센터에 나다.
So now we have a quiz. So I've got some of the members here, I've got all of the members' names, and I'm going to ask you to try and guess who each of these photos are. I'll give you a few seconds to do so. Yeah, so this first one here is Han, the next one is Bangchan, and then the last one is Hyunjin. Moving on, we have these photos here. I'll give you a few seconds again. Right, so on the left here we have IN, and on the right here we have Changbin. Then we have this last slide here. I'll give you a few seconds again. So on the left here is Felix, in the middle is Lino, and last here we have Sungmin. So now we have a group photo. Here's all of the names. I'll give you about 20 seconds to do so for this one. So we have Lino, then IN, then Felix, then Hyunjin, then Sungmin, then Han, then Bangchan, then Changbin. Now here's another group photo, same thing. So we have Han here, then IN, then Sungmin, then Hyunjin, then Changbin, then Bangchan, then Felix, then Lino. Now we have this last photo here. Hyunjin, then Lino, then Sungmin, then Changbin, then Bangchan, then Han, then Felix, then Ayan. Now we have another Huninkai clip. They're arm wrestling and
준비 시작.
귀여워. 우리 연준아 귀여워.
버티지 마. 보게. 아니 잠 나와봐. 야 신이가 놀러 와봐.
승리의 세레모니를 펼친다.
오케이. 준비 시작. 야 형이다. 다시 돌려놔. 그래.
형이라도 봐주지 않는다.
그만하는 거야.
wait, who the hell are these people? Introducing Tomorrows together. So starting off we have Yeonjun here. He's the oldest member. He's a dancer and a rapper, and he's confident, fashionable, sassy and dramatic. He loves mint chocolate ice cream, and he's very energetic. He shook his ass at the kindergarten talent show and got scolded. He enjoyed art and animals in middle and high school, and he loves Americano. These are some of my favorite photos of Yeonjun. The one in the top right there, the main photo, is from him reading Thirst tweets. And that's his reaction to reading that tweet. But he's my second favorite member of the group. Next up, we have Subin. This is his pet dog, and this is his dead pet hamster. He's the second oldest member, he's the leader and the vocalist. He's the tallest member. He's very shy, calm, sensitive, empathetic, kind-hearted. Ooh, my pronunciation is getting worse throughout. He also loves mint chocolate ice cream, and he loves hugging all the other members, and he said himself that he's 50% pretty, 40% sexy, and 10% cute. And his favorite food is tteokbokki. These are my favorite photos of Subin. I think he's very pretty. Oh my god, I have hiccups. Continuing, this is Bumgu with his pet parrot. He's the third oldest member, he's a vocalist. He hates mint chocolate ice cream. He was born thirsty for attention, quote unquote, from himself. Once he threw his Pokemon card collection out the window. He also stole money from his mum to buy toys, but felt guilty years later and returned double the money. His brother found out that he stole money from his mum to buy toys and used it as blackmail for years until he returned the money. He pointed guns at cameras, like finger guns, instead of smiling or making a peace sign like normal kids would. And he also became school president and ran student council. He's very sentimental. These are some of my favorite photos of Bomgu. Next up is Taehwon. This is a pet cat and a pet snake that he used to have. This is the fourth oldest member. He's a vocalist. He hates mint chocolate ice cream. He's left-handed. He was a very curious child who was bad with directions, and he learned boxing, and his boxing teacher said something like hard work will never betray you. I believe it was the sweat you have in the practice room won't be sweat on the arena. And he always requests that makeup artists make his lips sparkle like candy apples. These are some of my favorite photos of Taehoon. I'm a very big fan of his red hair. Moving on. I'm sorry in advance, but I have to go on a whole rant because I was told before I got into Tomorrows Together that I would like Taehoon the most, but I don't like magic tricks, which is what he does. And his smiles are way too teethy, and he's too much of a nerd, which feels weird because, like, why would I want to date myself? But then I feel guilty every time I find him cute, because if I find him cute, then why am I denying that I like him? Because I do like him sometimes. But then I don't like him because his personality is boring and he does those fucking magic tricks and those too teethy smiles and his fucking nerdy ass, and I find him less attractive than all the other members on top of that. So please don't say I like Taehoon because I don't. Except sometimes I do. Anyway, Huninkai. He's the youngest member. He's the maknae. He's also the designated visual, like... In Korea, they have very strict beauty standards. and normally they decide a face of the group to put on advertising and they chose Hunenkai. But vocalist as a role, visual as a role is kind of a heavy controversial topic in Korea, but technically Hunenkai is the visual for Tomorrow Together. He's the main face of the group. He also loves mint chocolate ice cream. He was very mischievous in elementary school, but in middle and high school he grew very shy and timid. His favorite food was pizza, then gopchang, then ice cream, and then pasta. He also loves egg tarts, as you can see in this photo here. He never did martial arts, but he did ballet, basketball, and badminton. And he dreamed of becoming a singer since kindergarten. He participated in a pop song contest in 8th grade but sang off tune, and that was his main motivation for becoming a singer. Redemption! This is a compilation of Hunenkai laughing. He laughs very goofily.
참고 갔습니다.
왜?
아 그냥. 그렇게 웃지 마. 그래도.
대현이 내가 그거 물음표를 달고 할 말을
We haven't discussed something really important. That is an analysis of Stray Kids' feet from yours truly. Starting off, we have Bangchan. This is his feet. Why are his toes so long? They're like a kangaroo's. No wonder they call him Kangaroo. I mean, you know what else is big?
Ten, you have a big nose. Yeah, I do. I have a pretty big nose. You know what else is big?
Lino. I mean, they're kind of cute and baby, to be honest. They remind me of cats or like toe bean socks. I mean, look. You know, I think these are probably the best feet in Stray Kids. Next up, we have Changbin. Why does he flex them so much? They're very rectangular or like triangular, like his face. Ew. This is Hyunjin's. Never mind Changbin's. These are nastier. Just so veiny and thick. Nah. Reminds me of those arms that people simp for, you know, like these ones. Next up is Han. I mean, they're baby girl coded. They're very cute. They low-key need a bow on it. Let me put one on it. There you go. Felix. Why are they so small? He's a US size 7.5 in men's shoes. That's like a US 9 to 9.5 in women's. I'm pretty sure some of you have bigger feet. Kinda cute, I guess. Next up is Sungmin. I mean, why is there a mole freckle on them that I've circled there? They're way too long, but I guess they're in proportion to his body though, because he's quite tall. Supposedly, he's only a US 8 to 8.5 in men's though. Loki is giving clown shoes. Next up is IN. Why are his toes so long? I'm pretty sure he could play piano with them. They're way too bony. Nah. Now this is showing off each of Stray Kids' personas, their mascots. So we have Wolf-chan here for Bangchan. We have Lee-bit here, which is a rabbit for Lino. We have Dueki here, which is a combination of the words pig and rabbit in Korean. You could compare it to English pabbit. Then we have a quokka here for Han. Han quokka. Then we have Ginny-ret, which is a ferret for Hyunjin. Then we have Babacardi, which is a chick for Felix. We have Puppyam, which is a puppy for Sungmin. And we have Fox INE, which is a fox for IN. Moving on, let's talk about the Stray Kids survival show. But first, some history. Traditionally, K-pop groups are formed through survival shows. A company will get all their trainees that seem ready to debut and make them compete. The top 8, or however many the company wants in the group, contestants will form the final group. They prioritize individual success and performance over teamwork, cohesion, and friendship. Hence, some K-pop groups seem like they hate the other members and only do it for work. So, how is Stray Kids' survival show different? Well, Bangchan was sick of training and being criticized and not up to company standards. He trained from age 13 to 20, which was a big source of shame for him. I mean, I have some quotes from here saying, "I've been here the longest. Sometimes I feel embarrassed that all my friends debuted, but I'm still here." So, he secretly made and released songs with Han and Changbin, which were fellow trainees at the time, under the group name 3racha. It was named after Sriracha sauce because their music is intense. So that's Sriracha, that's 3racha, that's 3racha. So, he decided to make his own K-pop group with his favorite trainees, which was something unheard of at the time. He made the team's name and logo, as you can see here, and he's part of one of the few groups who write and produce all of their material. The company said, "Yeah, sure, make your own group, but you just have to prove that your team is better than the team that we ourselves select." Which put insane amounts of pressure onto Bangchan to ensure that his group, his family, survives. And they won against the company selected girl group, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about them today. And so their survival show is more about teamwork and winning together than individual survival. Something to mention, it's probably a good time to say that there were 9 members, the extra being Woojin. But we don't talk about Woojin. Anyway, this is a clip from the Stray Kids survival show. As you can see, they're all quite young. So, despite the goal to debut together, Lino and Felix were eliminated due to their mistakes and language barriers, respectively. All of the members were from ages 16 to 20 years old at the time, but Lino and Felix were brought back due to high audience support and team chemistry. Here's a clip where I believe that Felix is eliminated.
필릭스, 네 제일 큰 문제가 지금 현재 한국어 자체인 것 같아. 네가 네 랩 파트를 정말 설득력 있게 들려주는 데까지는 시간이 좀 필요할 것 같아. 그래서 미안하지만 이번에는 함께하지 못할 것 같다. 함께하지 못할 것 같다.
미안해. 너무 미안해.
Always find me, yeah? I'm not gonna leave you behind. Yeah?
미안해요 형님.
미안해요.
진짜로 형이 미안해.
형 왜 미안해요? 형 왜 미안해?
Anyway, I really admire and respect Bangchan and Ian's relationship. So, on them, low-key, Bangchan was meant to be the maknae, the youngest member of an older group, but because he wasn't up to JYP's standards at the time of those groups debuting, he instead had to be the leader of a younger group, Stray Kids. Ian, the maknae, the youngest member of Stray Kids, was constantly at risk of elimination, and I think Bangchan saw his younger self in him. So he made Ian train every day after school and put a lot of pressure on him so that Ian wouldn't have the same 7-year training period fate and have to be the leader of another younger group. So the final roles within the group are that Bangchan is the leader. He also produces lots of the songs and writes lots of the lyrics. He also raps a bit, does some vocals, and dances. Lino is the leader of dance, and he also raps and does some vocals. Changbin is one of the main producers and writes lyrics, especially rap lyrics. He raps and he does some vocals. Hyunjin dances. He also raps and he's also the designated visual. Han is one of the producers. He does rap and vocal. You'll notice that the producers in this team, Bangchan, Changbin, and Han, are all the members of 3RACHA, who originally wrote songs for the group, and still do. Then we have Felix, who does dance and rap, Seungmin, who's the main vocalist, and Ian, who's also a vocalist. So these are my top 10 Stray Kids songs. So first we have S-Class, which you heard before when Changbin has a voice crack during his part. Hip hop, step up. Next we have the song I Like It, then Do It, which is what this whole PowerPoint is themed around, then Divine, Hollow, Chick Chick Boom, Burning Tires, Megaverse, Jajam, and Case 143. Stray Kids everywhere, all around the world. You make the Stray Kids stay. You thought that was the end of the PowerPoint, but it's not. I hope you're on to Doctor Who, because we're going to talk about my top 3 Doctor Who favourite episodes ranked. So starting off with Doomsday, it's when the main character like Loki dies. Why did they have to do that to me? Bruh. The angst. Number 2 is Parting of the Ways, which is when the best Doctor dies. I miss bro. Why did he turn into David Tennant? Ugh, did they have to? And number 1 is Empty Child. It's when sexy harness Tom Cruise ship guy first shows up. I want him so bad. I should be watching his spin-off show instead of the original show. Anyway, so the plan for today is lunch, instant noodles. Then at some point we'll watch Stray Kids Dominate Experience. Maybe we'll watch my favorite music videos, my favorite songs, my favorite Stray Kids Code episodes, my favorite to-do episodes, and then have cake and presents and whatever. Anyway, I hope that by tomorrow we'll still be together. Thank you for listening to my PowerPoint. I hope you enjoyed that.